My name is Anna, and I had a normal life until 2005. I was happy enough until I was 10 years old. I was very smiley, full of life and energy, as all the kids of my age. Until the day that my mother found out the double life of my father. In the days that followed, I completely forgot everything that I experienced the past 10 years of my life. What my mother found out put an end to the serenity of my childhood. From that day, I have been thrown in a hard reality that was too much hard and cruel for a young girl of my age, but I couldn't put a stop to it. The man with big hands, that for the first 10 years has been a hero, became for me a stranger, a black shadow that used to use his big hands as a weapon against my mother. He used to hurt her for not important reasons. He was hurting her when he was feeling disrespected. The body of my mother was hit all over, and I was assisting to all of this without the possibility to react, because I was powerless and hopeless. I was capable only to cry. Me too, I was hit from my parents many times. Perhaps they were upset, or perhaps I was the only one there, and I was silent because they obliged me. No one was interested of my mood, even my mother. She was so suffering that she was not capable to see my sufferings. She used to say, "Your father is hurting me, not you. Don't play the role of the victim." I wasn't the same child anymore, and at school everybody saw it. I was in silence, I was sad. I stopped to smile and to be trouble-free because I was not a child anymore. I could think as a child anymore. I became a woman. I was a little warrior woman. I was growing up, and my sufferings with me. I was a fighter, and I was fighting. In the years to come, I want to take a distance from them because I knew that I was growing up in the wrong way, and I wanted to survive from all this. It wasn't normal crying night and day. It wasn't normal to not remember anything of my own father and of my childhood. I had nothing to say, and I was alone. All of them were too much busy to have arguments and to think about themselves. I was thinking for myself, and all of this made me feeling strong, sad, and alone at the same time. The day of my 60th birthday, I said to myself, I need to start to live life like a normal young girl, and I have been successful for a while. That year has been the year of my freedom from my family issues, and in the same time my fragilities came out and everyone could see it as they were looking to a crystal ball. I started to go out with new friends, but I was feeling inadequate because I was a bit overweight, for the reason that I developed a dependence from food when I was a child, and now I was bullied from a boy older than me. He used to call me names because I had no perfect body. At school, he used to scream at me, "fat." He was arresting me, hurting me, and treat me bad. But even I was treated in that way, I never complained because I was in love with him since the middle school. His name was Luca. All over the sudden, he started to flirt with me, or he was continuing to take advantage of my fragilities. I started to be the happiest girl in the world, but I didn't know what was around the corner for me. From that moment, he started to treat me as a doll to play with, a toy of his property to have fun. He started to punch me because I used to chat with my friends. He used to abuse me because he didn't want to make me work and be independent. The day of my 18th birthday, he abused me until he convinced me to go live with him. In this way, he could control my life much better under his eyes. He used to hurt me because I always find a way to not take in consideration his stupid rules. He pushed me to have unprotected sexual intercourses, and not only that, but he used to punch me too. He used to say to me, "You are a woman, and because of this you're not good to anything. You have to satisfy me. Don't close your eyes, you have to see what you deserve." I hadn't to react to his insults, and I hadn't to show any sign of sadness. The love that before was stopping my thoughts and convinced me to the silence now was changing and gave a place to fear that pushed me to the silence. My silence was the only way to save myself to its continuous streets of death. The day of my 21st birthday, I broke the silence and I went to the police forces. And I spoke up out of my chest what I was suffering in silence for all this time. And in that day, it stopped my life and my heart killing me. If the respect of the woman and the non-violence has been part of the basic education that all the parents, and these parents in specific, maybe Luca could love me and respect me as a woman without being an abuser and a violent person. Perhaps my own father hadn't needed a double life, and he hadn't felt the need to abuse my mother with his aggressions. Maybe these two could live in my happy memories. I could have an happy childhood, an happy teenage years, and a happy life too.